It's Tuesday, May 14th, about 1:30 in the afternoon. It's like 82 degrees on the way to a high of 87. And those are the beautiful chickens roaming the yard. Let's take a look at the garden. There has been a lot of rain this year compared to previous years. That volunteer squash has gotten huge. A couple tomatoes in the bed are doing well. The squash has blossoms and more blossoms, and that's what it's going to be. Not sure exactly what kind of squash that is because it's a volunteer. I didn't plant it. Here's one that I did plant as a transplant, and it's climbing up the fence, which is good. And one that I planted from seeds here in the mound in the garden has some nice blossoms. Now, I wasn't smart enough to look up how to avoid the squash borers, but we shall see if I get them. Here is the biggest tomato that I have growing. It's a handful, and it's very weird. All the tomatoes in this bed are ones that came up from seeds in the compost. I did not plant them. Red onions are doing well. One of those did get picked a week or two ago, and it was not much of an onion yet, but the greens are good, and there are about 40 of them left. Here are the tomatoes that I did plant, and some of these are getting some fruits on them. That'll be yummy. Here you can see a runner from squash that's all the way over here, another one that I started from a mound. Corn is getting nice. There, that big old tassel is about 3.5 feet tall, and even in the shade, the little one's got a tassel on it that's maybe less than 2 feet tall. More squash type stuff doing well. This is the only one that's not doing very well. Beans are training themselves up the volleyball net that I've set for that purpose. Here's another volunteer tomato that is going to do something. Eggplant number 1, eggplant number 2. These are looking good. This parsley needs to get cut back because it's actually infringing now on these nice peppers that I transplanted. All the peppers and tomatoes and tomatillos have gotten some granulated fertilizer this year. Rabbit Hill brand Buds and Blooms. Tomatillos are only about 1.5 feet tall, but that's alright. These lettuce have obviously bolted. Some of the leaves are not too bitter, but I should be done with those in a week or so. Here are the tiniest peppers that are not doing so good. These are ones that I started from seeds inside, and a couple that just plain died. And I'm glad to see that I do have some romaine lettuce that's still going out here. Over here, I had to figure out what to get the beans growing up on, so I just took a length of the poultry mesh, and I didn't have a way to secure it down, so I just took this pitchfork that I don't use and stuck it through the bottom of it, and nicely grown up the pitchfork, and now it's looking to grab onto the fence at the top, so hopefully I'll get a good crop of green beans out of this. And then, kind of hard to get to, another good looking squash. Here's one that's finally taken off with the rains we just had. All these tomatoes that were transplants from seeds I started inside. The tallest one of these is getting to be almost 5 feet tall now. Still need to get a few tomato cages. But the most prolific plants are the shortest. That's okay if they give me lots of fruits, they don't have to be tall. This one I believe is a green zebra from seeds from 2012 that I planted this year. And there must be 10 tomatoes on a plant that's only 1 foot tall, and next to it another 10 tomatoes on another little plant. Behind me, these are okra seeds. that I sowed a while back. Some of them look like they're not liking something about the environment or the weather, I don't know. Over here is a transplanted cucumber, and check it out, there are some little baby cucumbers on there. And then a transplanted burgundy okra. And the potatoes are starting to die back. They never have blossomed, so I need to dig down here and see. We had a pretty heavy storm which blew over a few, and a bunch of these were turning yellow or brown before then. Here's one that's like totally dead. I'll dig into that and see what we got. And then a nice scape on this garlic here. That's pretty. Garlic itself not ready to harvest, but 3 tomatoes are good. A big old cucumber gonna start to climb up the fence soon. This is a transplanted squash that has a different looking kind of buds that are pretty cool. More of the lettuce and spinach and whatnot that's at the very end of its season. A few of these peppers here that I'm really trying to get to do something, but they don't really want to do it. And finally, a watermelon in the corner that is doing a bit of something. Thanks for watching.